Hello and welcome to my third video. If you saw my last video, I went to the breaker's yard and I managed to get a massive list full of stuff for the car. During this video, it's quite a long one, I'll be taking you through everything that I've managed to source for the Fiesta RS 1800. If you're enjoying these videos, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. It does mean a lot and it helps me out a lot as well. This is the gearbox I managed to pick up for the car. It was out of the grey XR2i that you saw from when I went to the breaker's yard. It's not the exact same gearbox, but it'll do for the time being until I can source one. It's as close as you can get anyway. I think the gear ratio is slightly different. The front fog lamp on the RS 1800 is smashed. I've managed to get some used ones. I didn't notice at the time, but the fog light is actually etched like they used to do in the 90s with a registration plate. I'll show you in a second. You can see it as the light hits the lens. It's not a major problem. I don't know if you can buff them out. The main beam light, I think, which is the one on the left, that one's fine. It could just do with a good buff up and it should be like new. The chrome inside looks fine, so that should slot straight back in. I got the new heater display, should you say. It was in really nice condition. It was just there on the car as I was at the breakers, so I took it off. New clock for inside. Made a bit of an error with this one. I didn't realise the multi-plugs on the back were different for a Mark III and a 3.5. Managed to get a used indicator stock. This was out of that XR2i, the grey one again. They had like a bit of a paddle on most of them, but this one's got grooves in it. The detail and the actual decals on the stock are in really good condition. I'll give it a wipe up and it's come out like new. I picked up a couple of gear knobs as well from the breakers. I think I paid, he gave me this one and I think I paid about £5 for this one. I think that might be out of an Escort RS Turbo though, but better having two. Interior lights, they've gone a bit yellow in the RS 1800, so I got a boot light and an interior light. I think I got them for £5 each. You still can get them new though off eBay. They're the same as what are in a KA. But again, just replace them out for the £5 they cost. They look miles better anyway. This is the top cover. I managed to get off eBay for £5, brand new, still in the bag. The guy sent me all the bolts with it as well. Cam wheels up at the top. Rear contacts for the boot. The pins on the right, I think are about £55 brand new. Ford still sell them. I think they're from the KA as well. I got them for £7 off eBay, and I got the bottom contacts for £5, and I think again they were out of that grey XR2i. Mine are a bit intermittent. I don't know whether they just need cleaning up, but again, with these parts, you may as well just get them when you can get hold of them if they're cheap. But again, hopefully it'll solve the problem. You have to give the button a good few presses. I don't know whether you have to press it twice. I don't know if it's a security thing. The interior light, oh sorry, these are the handles for the door mirrors. I think I've got 3 of these altogether with the little clips on. I've got the big, they're like buzz windows, buzz mirrors on my car, the ones where you pull the levers and it actually pulls them in. I got a new torch for my key. It's a little fob bit, it's brand new. I think I paid £8.95 for that. The torch doesn't work, but I think that's just a battery. I've got some spare batteries for it, so I will give that a try. Got another boot release button. It was dirty this when I picked it up, and when I've got it home and cleaned it up, it's kind of melted on the switch, but again, it's better having a spare in case the other one is broken. Interior light switches on the doors. The interior light does work, but not when you open the doors, so I do think it might be these contacts. Got some LEDs for the back of the lights, for the instrument cluster, and for the clock. They're a bit funny. I think you have to put them in a certain way. Spare badges, as these have come up, I've bought them. They are quite expensive, these. I've rung Forward up today and they don't have them anymore. I found out they don't have a lot of parts, yet they stock some really strange stuff that you wouldn't expect them to still. But as I see these come up, I always buy them. Side repeaters, my car's got clear on. I've looked on Microcat and it's saying that they should be orange. I got these from the breakers, I think for £5 each. but they don't look like a matching pair. I don't know whether they brought them out and changed the design slightly, but as you can see here, the one on the right is slightly smaller than the one on the left. So I'm going to have to go back and see if I can find the right ones, but they're both genuine Ford parts. But again, you can still buy these off eBay. I think they're about £10.99 each from Ford. Original Ford orange indicators, as it says mine should have. It's got clear on again at the moment. Got these, give them a good clean up. Some slight scratches on them and stuff, but I think I'll be able to buff most of it out. I'm not sure whether I prefer clears on the car or the orange ones, but they only take 2 seconds to fit, so I'm happy to have both sets. I got some gaskets for the rear lights here. I think I'm going to get some more of these pressed out of neoprene. I'll just have to draw a template up and get a stamp made. The seats, if you remember on my other video, the seat belts, they go back very, very slow. So I got the full kit out of that grey XR2i. I think they were £30 for everything, front and rear. I got a passenger wing mirror in Moondust Silver, which is strange, the same colour as my car. The one in the car at the moment, the lever's actually broke inside. I don't know if you can strip them down and redo them, but the car's going to be resprayed, so that'll be sanded back and resprayed. It's a genuine Ford part as well. Genuine Ford speakers. They're not the prettiest looking things. They have got a bit of staining at the bottom. I think you can still find pretty much these on eBay for about £10 each, but there's none on at the moment, so I just got some used ones while I could. There's got some aftermarket ones in at the moment. The other thing that I needed as well was some spare rear lights. The ones that are on the car at the moment are covered in overspray. I'm actually going to do a video on the weekend of sanding the lights back and restoring them. I've got one of them 3M headlight restoring kits where you put the pad in the drill, so I'm going to have a go with them and see how I get on. These are genuine Ford ones again. I think I might pay £30 for the pair, which I think they go for about that on eBay. So I've probably saved on the postage there, which is one of the better things of going to a break, because you can pick everything up. You can get everything on eBay, but again, you're paying for postage, so it can make things expensive if you're buying them from different people, like 20 different things. I got a surround for the dashboard. This is like new, this one. I don't know what car this came out of. I don't think it was that XR2i, but mine's been drilled for the alarm. It's got like a Clifford LED in it, and it's also got I think it's called the valet button, but it's got some blanking plugs with it. I think again this were £5, so you may as well get them while you can. This is the holder for the fog lamp and full beam. It's in really nice condition. A few of the captive nuts or screws, as you want to call them, are in a slightly rounded, but they still work alright. This was a bit of a schoolboy blunder on my part, this. I needed some off black door pockets, and I've just grabbed these because I saw them and I knew they were the same colour, but not realising they don't actually have the electric window switches. They're for manual windows, so I've bought these and they're useless, but they are really, really, really clean. So I'm going to give them a bit of a clean up, a wipe down, and just sell them on eBay, try and get my money back for them. There'll be someone out there. A boot carpet, the one that's in it now doesn't quite fit. It's not got these angled wing bits on the end, so I'll pick this one up. The rear tailgate rubber had overspray all over it. I didn't know whether that would come off or not, so I managed to get hold of like a brand new one. I think this one near enough a tenner it off a car at the breaker's yard. I seen one on eBay for 80 quid. I wouldn't really want to be paying that kind of money for one. An XR2i spoiler. All the like securing lugs, I don't know what you want to call them, are on this. It's a genuine Ford part. It's in really, really nice condition. It's like one of them prickly rubber texture to it. If you catch like your clothing on it or something, it'll pluck it. But it's really, really nice condition, and I just thought I'd have it for a spare. Mine's got the painted spoiler on, but again, when these things come up, I don't think I paid £20 for this. The weather strips on mine are quite badly corroded in the corners, which they do on most of the Fiestas. So when I was at the breaker's yard, I saw one that had just come in a Fiesta. These weren't too bad. They're not ideal, but they're really expensive on eBay. I've seen them Ford still sell them for £50, including the VAT, And there's one guy who's got them on for £70 because he's listing them as RS Turbo ones, and I don't think many people know the part code for them. But I've got these as spares. Same here, the roof weather strips, mine are really, really grey, and these are in much better condition. They've not been bleached by the sun, so I think they'll be able to be restored. Onto the body kit now. This is a lovely colour, this body kit, and it's nice to find one that hasn't been butchered off. A few of the jacking points were missing on it, but Graham at GSS Coats threw them in. I think they were £55 for this full kit. The studs are missing, but again, it's not been butchered off, it's not been stuck on, so to restud it isn't a problem. I'll be probably doing a video on when I do that as well. But it's a nice kit, it's not distorted, just needs a rub down and a repaint when the car gets resprayed. I do have a spare set of these, but the clips are all snapped on it, so it's nice to find a set again that they're all there, it's not been absolutely ripped off, and they can be put back on in a nice way. This is just showing you the inside here where all the studs are gone. Makes it a bit easier really, just need to grind them out and put the new bolts in. Coming to the end of this video again, there's plenty more to come. Hopefully I'm going to start actually stripping the car down soon. I hope you're enjoying what I'm doing. I know it's a bit long-winded, but I'm just trying to give people as much information as they can as I go along with this project. But like I've said before, if you can subscribe, like or comment, whether you like it or not, all feedback's good for me. And tune in next time.